nice, strong height with your structure. For creativity of materials, we're giving you a 4 out of 10. You didn't see a lot of use of creative materials, but got some go-to plans for you. That one, your teamwork, a solid, unequivocal 10. All right. Here's the reasons for that. I loved the hands back. It was visual. When you wanted to give a suggestion to step away, I saw Kaylee do that at one point. She used a label for that, hands back. There was a hand motion. That seemed evident to me that you had some strategies in place before you came in. What do we do when we need to do this? I saw it replicated, so I don't know if you had that in play, but it was beautiful. That was great. Proper spacing. You were close enough to be effective with each other, but you were respectful of your space. You also were on the same eye level, even though some of you are a little taller than the rest.
Yeah.
That's really important with a team, that you were spaced properly to communicate well. I love the fact that we had a timekeeper, okay? And you seem to have some sense of it, because it was at 2 minutes and 8 seconds, so you were just about to the point where there should have been some concern for time. Also, another strong point, you clarified rules. Take advantage of the fact you got 2 judges standing here watching you. You're not sure, clarify it. It makes you look really engaged. Even if you're kind of certain, get that clarification. Each member, I witnessed each member listening and participating. There was no someone who was kind of staying by the wayside. That's really critical. This was another good point for the judges or the coaches to notice. By 3 minutes in, you had followed intuitively the rule for, you were no longer just discussing, you were actually working on your structure. And that was at the 3-minute mark. I noticed you had materials and you're actually building and constructing. Suggestions that we have for you. So I'll just pose these as questions, and at any point you can ask me to clarify. Have you considered breaking down structure problems into experts? A straw expert. There's often the same materials on hands-on problems. Could you have teams of 2 who spend 15 minutes of each spontaneous practice? How can you build strength and height with straws? You could have pipe cleaning experts. You could have paperclip experts, clay experts, paper tearing experts, paper plate experts. Could you each choose a material, because it's generally the same kinds of materials that you see repeated in each problem. That would allow you possibly to break off and say, could you build this part, and then there could be someone who's the expert on assembly, taking your already built structures and then assembling them. The other suggestion we had was use of free material, all right? Maximize that.
And you left a lot on the table.
Right, so maximize your use of those free materials. Minimize what because you gained a pretty significant number. 24 items were left unused. You got 2 points for each of those, right? So it's just worth the discussion. But there should also be a point person on that, just like you have a time person, right? How do you make sure you're taking advantage of each point? And last item, creativity. There's a lot of really easy ways.
Yeah.
Who likes to sing?
Me!
Create poems, yeah, rap.
If
Y'all know I'm great at rapping. Come on, you guys, America, right?
So,
Oh, yeah.
here's what I'll tell you. If it doesn't derail you from your planning, if you have one person who gets the team kind of going with that rallying cry of, all right, we're going, I see, we're building, we're reaching new heights, especially if you could somehow tie it to your long-term problem. With my teams, I always had little key phrases where from their long-term problem, they generated little tag phrases, little labels for, we had a big thing with pirates for a few years. Everything came down to pirates. When I was a high school team, they loved their pirates. So they turned everything in their building into piratey kinds of things. Right? It's simple. It's much more creative than saying nothing. So as a team, discuss what could you all embrace, what idea could you embrace and integrate it into any kind of situation. All right?
All right, why don't we, as I say, why don't we clean this up?